What the fuck is this? This can't be right. When I first saw this thumbnail, I started punching holes in my walls. I started screaming at the top of my lungs trying to become a goddamn Super Saiyan. I grabbed my anime waifu body pillow with one hand and my katana with another, and I'm ready to draw blood. This YouTuber should be forced to commit public seppuku. Now, just like in the video that we're about to watch, I was doing what's called a bit of a bait. I don't actually believe any of that, I was just doing it for humor and to get attention. But now that I have your attention, I'm gonna go through the video and kind of give my opinion on, this person's opinion. So let's start the video.
Yeah, as the title may suggest, I do not like anime, and since it's become more popularized since I was a wee child in the ages where you'd be considered weird for even mentioning that you watched it, my stance on the subject hasn't really changed.
Now, believe it or not, I don't think it's like a sin or anything to not like anime, but still, anime is kind of like a big medium, like movies or video games. It's kind of hard to say you think they all suck, but we'll keep watching.
The fans of anything are going to be annoying once they get to a certain point, but I think that anime and cartoon fandoms and probably a lot of other things out there, I'm sure, have another word that goes along with them once they get to a certain threshold of public worship or whatever they're obsessed with. The word is cringe.
But this applies to basically everything. If you become too big of a fan of something and that becomes your whole personality, that's kind of cringe. Like K-pop stans or like really big Marvel fans. Like the really, really obsessed ones.
I believe the issue is that anime is a type of content. It isn't a genre or a singular thing, but it's characterized as such for most normal people. So no matter what somebody is into in the realm of anime, we can take something from a whole other genre within it and apply it to that person, which contradicts what society says is acceptable for that person to be into, and for the normal person, we kind of go through this mental process automatically.
Now, keep in mind what he said here going forward. You gotta remember, anime is a medium, it's not really a genre. Anime has as many genres as like plays or movies or video games.
Probably perceive it as cringe is because it's not really a mainstream form of media over here. People simply have to go out of their way to watch this kind of media, and that makes it more abnormal, so you would say.
Okay, so that's just not true. I mean, we're living in 2022, not 1993. Anime is pretty mainstream at this point. It's been a pretty global thing for decades and decades. It's not like the new thing. Realistically, at this point, a kid could ask his dad, have you watched anime? And he would go, yeah, I watched Dragon Ball. And he could ask his grandpa, and he would say, yeah, I watched Astro Boy. It's been around for a really long time, and it's been pretty global. Have you not seen how good the new Dragon Ball movie is doing in the box office? Or how good the Dragon Ball Broly movie did in the box office? Like, these are not niche things. Saying you like to watch anime is like saying you like to play video games. It's not very niche. A lot of people do it.
I think what most people think of when they think of anime are the ones that some loser gets put into a situation where a hot chick that's out of their league is absolutely infatuated with them. I like to call this fantasy porn. A lot of these are very relatable.
No, they don't. What are you even referencing? I've watched many anime, and I've never even seen something like that. What the hell are you talking about? When I think of anime, I think of like Dragon Ball or like Naruto. I thought it was the same for most people. I'm sure that exists somewhere, but that's like super niche. I've never even heard anyone speak of something like that. Like, I'd imagine this isn't what people think when you think of anime. It's like if you're thinking of movies and you ask your friend like, hey, you seen any good movies recently? And he tells you, yeah, I saw MILF gets fucked in ass. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, I mean like, have you seen Endgame or something? Even though in that scenario, he wouldn't really be wrong because, that's technically a movie. It's just you can't generalize something to like the most fringe parts of it, like he said earlier.
A lot of these are very relatable to certain people that, I'm not sure how to put this nicely. Don't do much with their life. They perfectly encapsulate daydream fantasies and serve it up on a silver platter. Call me a goof, but I don't really think this is all too healthy. Like, we know that normal porn isn't healthy because it sets our standards really high, among other things. I think that this is my first issue with anime.
What is he even specifically referencing at this point? Like, could he name an anime? Like, I don't know what he's talking about anymore. I'm sure that exists, again, but, I've never actually heard of that. I understand the complaints, but shouldn't this be directed more towards the fringe side of anime that he's actually talking about? And maybe he shouldn't generalize it? like he said earlier.
Point out what I do like about anime. I like the art style.
What do you mean you like the art style? There are thousands and thousands of art styles. That's like looking at a movie and going, yeah, I like the way movies are directed. There are like thousands of directors. Like, that's so non-specific.
From my perspective, the whole thing is just sensory overload. Somebody can be playing a game of chess or having a conversation about a fucking watermelon or something, and the characters will have the expression of a deranged psychopath, and it will be more cinematically intense than somebody getting fucking murdered.
Could he, like, reference a specific anime or, like, a series or something? Because, like he said earlier, anime isn't a genre. It's a medium of entertainment. So it's weird when he makes these, you know, big generalizations like all animes are like this. And it just makes it seem like he's not very well versed in anime, which, I mean, he doesn't have to be. It's not like you have to be some intense anime enjoyer to be able to critique it. It's just, you know, look into it a bit so you can form your opinion more, you know, coherently based off specific examples.
When normal people do this kind of acting, or try to, it looks even more cringe than I think it does in anime.
See, I can agree here, because with things like anime adaptations with Netflix, those just end up being really cringe. Like the Cowboy Bebop one, it just doesn't end up being good. Like, all anime adaptations to real life have gone bad, and it's because they try to implement it in the most cringy way, and it just doesn't work out. So yeah, anime in real life is pretty cringe.
Another thing I hate about anime is how the romantic relationships work.
What do you mean, how the romantic relationships work out? What does that mean? What are you referencing? Name an anime, name something. You have to be more specific. It's not all the same, damn it. You said you weren't gonna generalize it, but you're generalizing it so bad.
I don't really think I need to explain this, do I?
Yes, you need to say more. You haven't made a point.
I really feel like from the vibe of the previous bit of this video, you guys should probably be able to pick up what I'm going to say and what my take is here.
No, I can't predict what you're about to say. I can't read your mind. So that's basically the end of that video, and I gotta say, I'm not like heated or anything. It's just, when people make points like this, it's hard for me to say, like, you know, I watch Dragon Ball Z on the occasion, because people will think, oh, what is that? What are the Parver cartoons? It's just like, you know, it's so generalized and non-specific that people will think, oh yeah, that's just how all anime is. And I guess it would make sense because they're not really exposed to that sort of stuff. But I mean, you know, people should look more into it. At least you should look into it a little bit more before making an over 10-minute video on the subject. Well, I mean, again, you don't have to be like super into it, be some sort of intense anime watcher to be able to criticize it. But, you know, you should at least look into it at least a little bit. Maybe read a few Wikipedia articles, you know, do the basic research. But then again, I'm not like super heated over this video, and I don't think most people are. It's just a little annoying when people make the same points about it, because it really just makes anime seem like this really weird, niche thing, when it's just another form of entertainment, with as many genres as like video games or movies. Now, throughout the video, I may have sounded a little heated, but yeah, I was kind of playing it up a bit, you know, to keep the viewers' attention. But overall, I think the video is like okay. I think it could be a bit more informed. But yeah, that's it. That's the end of this video.